when Hurricane Milton was coming, people were freaking out. I mean, I saw when this news was initially local news. The local news channels, they were talking about, hey, there's a hurricane headed our way. Don't worry, it's going to be a direct hit to Tampa. But you know what they always say? A lot of Floridians, they don't take hurricanes seriously at all. They're just like, yeah, okay, a hurricane. Slowly, this news started to become national. Now CNN, Fox, MSNBC, they're talking about it. And now I'm starting to get more calls like, hey, did you hear that there's a hurricane headed directly towards Tampa? This is not good, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, bro, it's a hurricane. I mean, they always say that. Then this news is going from national to global. I have cousins like, mate, are you okay, mate? And their British accent, like, yeah, bro, I'm good. And it is global news. The entire world is talking about a massive hurricane that is going to wipe out Florida. There's this meteorologist crying nonstop on camera. I mean, it was just a big mess. And so many people start to build these passionate opinions on what Floridians should do. They start to say, well, why won't they evacuate? I mean, no, they should evacuate. Like really not knowing what they're talking about. If you're talking about it from a place of love, I get it. But some of these people are so pompous with their opinions. Number one, it is not easy to evacuate because whenever you're evacuating, you have to get a thing called gas. And whenever you're trying to get a thing called gas during a moment when everyone's trying to evacuate, you're not going to find it. There are people that are spending 3 to 4 hours waiting in line during a hurricane just to be told, hey, there's no gas here. So how are you going to leave then? So that's one problem. Another problem is people just don't have money like that. It's easy if you live by yourself and you're just trying to leave. But if you have yourself, your wife, your 2 kids, a dog, how the heck are you just going to get up and leave? For how long, right? I mean, there's a process to evacuation. If you're trying to evacuate 4 to 5 people, that's going to cost you at least 2 to 3 grand, not including airline tickets. I mean, some of these places jack up their prices up so high that it's almost impossible for you to leave. So evacuation, it's not possible for many individuals. For me, it was an option, but, and this is not a good thing. I'm perfectly aware of saying that. I don't really take hurricanes that seriously. For me, it's just like, oh, okay, it's just another hurricane. And I've been through the same rodeo before. 2017, Hurricane Irma. Non-stop. Florida is going to get wiped out. Oh no. Oh, what's going to happen? And people are just freaking out non-stop. Hurricane Irma was not that bad. And I'm perfectly aware that there are people that they did get hit with certain damages. But to say that an entire state is going to get wiped out of the planet, this sort of rhetoric is super irresponsible. Even if you don't think that this is a big deal, people that consume news like this think it's a big deal, and they're blowing you up. Your phone is just getting hit up nonstop. It's just this eerie vibe. I mean, a lot of people, they're gentler with you too. Like they actually think you're gonna die. I mean, a lot of people thought I was gonna die because I didn't evacuate Milton. You know what I did? I put on some shutters, but I left some shutters open just so I could watch the hurricane. One of the most therapeutic things to do is to watch a hurricane. Just by yourself. The electricity went out, and I was just watching the hurricane, rain, wind, all of that. And you just become introspective. You're like, man, there's so many things man can control, but man cannot control Mother Nature. I wonder though if in the future there's going to be some engineers that do something about this. Where with hurricanes, I mean, there's so much energy. Is there any way to get a certain force field that will absorb the energy and turn the hurricane wind energy into power for others, right? I mean, that's all electricity really is, right? We see those like little fan things. That's creating momentum, and that's that momentum is pushing the electrons. Flowing electrons equals electricity that leads to power. So imagine one of those winds, those fans that you see. Imagine that on crack. So many of them. I feel like hurricane winds can give it that. So there should be some ways to make technology that is shock absorbent for at least category 3 hurricanes that can eventually be transmutated into a power source to power cities, countries, something. I see engineers in the future doing that because right now, I mean, what happens is whenever there's a hurricane, I just see a bunch of people leaving. But where are the engineers, right? Engineers and entrepreneurs that are taking some initiative to see, hurricanes, what are they really? At its fundamental level, it's just wind, right? Can't we transmutate that wind into a power source? I'm pretty sure in the future they're going to find a way to do something like that.